Man, Rooster, it's got to be 5 o'clock somewhere. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to You Know.
It's that show.
I'm Bishop.
I am Rooster.
Today, we're getting all alien.
We're talking about unidentified flying objects today. We're talking about, obviously, in the past year, the government said they're going to release files on all their information on aliens and all these strange things that they've been encountering in the atmosphere, and just kind of get your brain rattling about what the possibilities are of these.
Scary as shit, bro. Scary as shit.
Right? It's like easily 50% of the population would think that there's no such thing as aliens. And then, but it's like you look at some of these videos and some of this these information that, you know, air pilots have got at like 30,000, 50,000 feet. Like, what's that fucking thing over there? Fucking flying at 100 miles an hour and stopping on a dime.
I mean, look at what they got just over cities.
Right.
They have raw video of these craft, like, literally above these buildings in these cities.
Right.
Like, it's not just a light. Right. You can see a definite structure.
A big shape in the sky. You're like, what the fuck is that?
I mean, are the Jetsons here? What is happening right now?
Right. Seriously.
Oh my god.
The amount, and they said that they were going to release all this information on aliens and, you know, on all these things that they've encountered that they can't. I haven't heard anything. I haven't seen anything that's actually like any definite, you know, object that shows of. I mean, I've seen all kinds of videos, obviously, but nothing that they release that shows any type of, you know. It's like, I thought you guys were going to have some juice for us. I wanted to hear what the government had to know about this shit.
But I think they will. I think they will. And the only reason I think so is I think that we've talked about this, and I think they're just at the point now where they know they can no longer deny it, one, and two, maybe something's going on in the background. They want people to know, hey, you know, that probing thing, you know, that's coming. And they're doing mass sampling here shortly.
Jesus, oh no.
You know, but you talked about Bob Lazar.
Yeah.
And
super interesting character.
And I know some about him, but you definitely have a lot more information on it.
Oh yeah, no, that fool is crazy. So he worked at
was it Project Blue Book?
Was that the name of it? I forget what the name of it. He worked in like multiple facilities, Area 51, all throughout from 70s to I think 95 or 96.
Yeah, it was mid-90s.
Yeah, when he like, you know, he started trying to become public with all this information he had figured out. Basically, he's a scientist who they hired to work, and they wanted him to figure out how this alien technology works so that he could reverse engineer it. And he's trying to work on it. He's like, there's fucking no way I'm figuring this shit out. So he's got all kinds of crazy videos talking about, you know, how these alien crafts use gravity manipulation and gravity waves to propel their crafts, and how he would try to touch the engine and it would literally like repulse him away without touching anything. Like there's some magnetic force pushing him away from it. And the element that he figured out that's required to make this run and stuff, but we can't.
Was it element what? It was.
I couldn't tell you. I wouldn't want to say it wrong. It was element like 156 or something, which was like way above.
Yeah.
Like 30 elements past what we've discovered.
Right.
So.
Right. And then I seem to remember there was some article or that they had replicated it. They had
really?
They had actually replicated it, and it was something that the government was using for their propulsion systems with these new crafts. And you know, if that's the case, I mean, that opens up immense possibilities.
Can you imagine alien technology at the rate our technology is exponentially growing right now? If we got an influx of like alien technology and manipulating gravitational waves and stuff,
we're all a bunch of dead monkeys.
Exactly.
You know, we just can't help ourselves. We're worse than cats.
Too curious.
The thing that baffles me, and like you had said, like half the population would say, oh, they don't exist, right? Well, half the population said dinosaurs don't exist, but yet, do you think rock formations just did that shit in the ground?
Those shapes,
right? Like your car is not running off of dead remains from something that lived millions of years ago, right? We didn't just shit that out, right? We can't get hydrogen energy to work, but you think that stuff just magically appeared? Like, come on. But the biggest impact that I see it having is in like the religious base, right?
Oh yeah, it's going to shock the world. What is it like? I forget. It's like 85% of the world is religious, or
has some sort of rooted belief in some
in a
sort
creator,
of
or something
some sort
like
of
that.
religion, and it's insane. What would that do? What would that do to all of you if you knew that God really didn't exist in the traditional sense of what you know? Maybe there still is a God. Gods.
But it's more than we even thought was possible. There's multiple.
We weren't the first.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
If somebody's visiting us, we definitely don't have the technology to visit them, which means we were not the first.
Right.
Either that or we got the short end of the intelligence stick. I'm just saying. I don't know. I mean, maybe we are just another version that's been dumbed down. Because they're like, these ones over here are a little too smart for their good. Like, they're not even staying on their own planet. They just look, they're messing with Earth now.
Oh, God.
Look at that.
They figured out atomic bombs. Everyone's fucked.
I don't know. I think it would be awesome because it opens up all kinds of possibilities.
I think it would be scary.
Oh, it would definitely be scary.
A part of me would be super interested to figure it, to learn as much as I could about it, but like we were talking about for most of humanity, it's going to totally blow off the door hinges of our expectations of our reality and what we consider.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at the human race. I mean, there's good people, there's bad people. So you have now interstellar species, and now you have good species and bad species. Right?
Straight into Star Trek. I was like, gotta look out for them Klingons.
Oh, no. Romulan what?
Right.
How was your day today, honey? It was great. I had several drive-bys. Got a car full of tribbles. I don't know what I'm going to do about that one. I don't even know.
Oh my God.
But then you think about the benefits, right? Like, is it possible that they have technology like things like we have seen in Star Trek, like replicators? Like they could actually make food.
They synthesize food literally from the raw elements, like or fucking
energy, just like energy,
teleportation. Imagine just beaming into a bunch of particles and being halfway across the world.
That goes into a whole different mind thought process in me because I just always see like Willy Wonka and
like Willy Wonka.
Oh yeah, Willy Wonka, where he's trying to do the same thing. He's got this whole like teleportation thing.
Have that little beam where they shrink them down into the box.
Yeah, I mean, well, they disassociate all your particles. And then he's only been able to shrink things, not make them bigger or just place to place, right? So I don't know. Microwaves are dangerous enough.
The most basic form of radiation we've discovered
that heats your hot pockets,
right?
And your bagel bites. This guy likes the bagel bites. But
most people don't understand that. Can you imagine?
No, they don't.
Alien technology being infused in our society and how much it would take for even the smartest people to wrap their minds around this information.
But do you think that the complications they run into is just them not understanding that alien technology is its most simple form? Could that be like the total mindfuck of everything?
That what?
So, like, us as human beings, like, we're chasing these huge mathematical equations and these huge problems because we're throwing all these resources because we're trying to overcomplicate it. But alien technology has figured out that the rudimentary problem and equation to that, the answer is the simplest path. But yet because we think we're a superior species, we have to overcomplicate fucking everything.
Yeah, gotcha.
Right? But they're like, no, stupid monkeys.
Right.
You're right here the entire time.
Right.
You just have to turn this on, flip this over, and throw it up in the air.
Right here. Right. It's like Leonardo da Vinci said, the greatest complexity is simplicity.
Yeah.
It's like, at the root form, if you can break something down to its simplest factors, it can get you the farthest distance.
A lot of people think he was an alien.
Really? That I shouldn't be surprised.
No. I mean, if you look at his sketches from the Renaissance era, like...
Of his little spinny fan helicopter thing?
But it's not only that. I mean, he had hundreds and thousands of different sketches of different things and different inventions that everybody was like, how did you even come up with this? He did that when he was a kid on another planet.
That's actually an episode of Futurama, is that they travel back in time and Leonardo da Vinci turned out to be a fucking alien from this planet and stuff, but yeah.
I don't know. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Seriously.
It is terrifying.
That's what I'm saying.
It is terrifying.
Totally opening your mind up to, like, the idea that we're not the sole intelligence in the universe. You know, we're not the only thing that can...
But then again, I'm not so naive to think that we are.
Oh, exactly. I've always thought that there are, but just the pure proof that it's like, okay, we actually aren't, and this is actually the capabilities of these things, I feel like would just rock me to my core if you actually saw, and most people probably, just actually proven that we're not the base, we're not the only intelligence. Our little monkey brains aren't the only things that fucking think in this universe.
I don't know. There's a lot of great films out there that deal with the possibility of what alien life would be like. Integration, interstellar travel, like extraplanetary exploration and settlement. You know, it's just... I feel like as a species, we're either going to destroy ourselves, right?
I would say more likely.
Or we will, in some form or fashion, and improve upon it, but create space travel.
Oh, yeah.
We've got multiple different billionaires that are working on it, and it's still rudimentary.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's literally like trying to build a paper boat and send it down the gutter line.
Right.
I mean, that's really where we are as a species.
Right.
But there again, I feel like it's the overcomplication of things. Right? Because like we were just saying, like I feel if we spent more time looking at the simple versions and then working off of that as opposed to overcomplicating everything. And I get it, there's redundancy in everything.
Yeah.
And everything. But I don't know. I'm kind of excited about it. I want to see. Now I don't remember exactly when the time frame is, but it's sometime this year that they're just going to just do a total information dump.
Total dump on all the extraterrestrial information that they have.
And here recently, I mean, there's been so many sightings that everybody has come out with video and everything else, and they're like, "Yep, we can't explain that. We don't know what the hell that is."
It's crazy when the world's top scientists are like, yeah, we got no fucking idea what that was, but...
Yeah, that's definitely not a weather balloon flying next to that plane.
Right?
Because that plane is moving at over 700 miles an hour, and that thing just skirted off like it was a hot rod.
Right. That's what Bob Lazar talks about, is his encounters with like Air Force people and talking about these machines that they've seen in the sky that go from 100 miles an hour to a dead right turn, 100 miles an hour, breaking up. Like they defy the laws of natural physics on how aircrafts can move and stuff.
Yeah.
The entire concept of like gravity manipulation and being able to do that, it totally blows my mind.
I don't know. What do you all think? What do you feel is out there? Is there extra life? Are they really extraterrestrials? Are they different versions of us? Is it people from different dimensions, timelines?
And how does that interlace and interfere with what you believe and what you've become to, accept as your reality, whether it be religious or just purely scientific based? How does that interlink with what you've accepted? Because that would be the biggest shock for me, is figuring out how to put that into the space of reality in my brain, rather than being like hearsay or...
Yeah, that's true. Just the ability to integrate and accept that as reality.
Yeah, That's what I'm saying.
Is definitely a big leap. But I'm also of the frame of mind where I've always been down with torpedoes. So it's like, hey, let's do it. But at the same time, there is hesitation because you don't really know the intentions.
Yep.
And maybe they are a species that are here that are watching us to try and help us not destroy ourselves. That or they're just trying to accelerate it because they want what we have.
Right? That's the scariest part, is if they're truly so much, ahead of where we are. Like, what are their intentions? Do they intend, have they evolved past the point where they're like, no, prime directive, we're going to let this civilization just evolve as they're going to, and we'll figure it out? Or are they greed-based like us, where they would want to use that civilization for their own benefits and stuff? The implications of that are scary, like I said.
No, yeah, and think about the possibilities for their technology and energy basis, right? Obviously, they have the capability of creating an infinite amount of energy to be able to travel across the stars.
Right.
You can't tell me that just one of those propulsion engines or whatever doesn't have enough power to basically power half the world.
If not the entire world.
Right.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
So, think about what that does in the terms of energy. It's insane.
For real.
It's insane.
Yeah.
But the real point of the whole conversation is, what do you guys think is really out there? So let us know. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe. Let us know in the comments. We want to know. This has totally got us jammed up here. We've had too many beers to really go much further into this.
Talking about fucking aliens.
But this is something that is really interesting because it could affect your children, your grandchildren.
Right.
Right? Affect my grandchildren.
Right. The implications on humanity are just absolutely massive. We can't even fathom the amount of ways that it would change our society.
Yeah, I would definitely not be. Me personally, my mind and the things I've experienced, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of conquest-based mentality with people that are, entities or civilizations that are visiting us.
That's what you would think. You'd think that would be the default.
Yeah.
Is that they would be trying to look out for themselves and, harvest planets or probe people or whatever.
Well, they're obviously, they obviously have interstellar travel, right? So they're obviously already out looking for other worlds that they can inhabit.
Exactly, or benefit from in some way.
Right.
Yeah,
be enslaved. We could be enslaved.
Right.
We all turn into freaking slaves of the pharaohs again.
Right.
Is that where the pyramids really came from? They were here once before. Right. Somebody caught a cold. They haven't been back since. I don't know. I don't know. It's scary to think about.
Exactly.
But it's also exciting. It's also very exciting.
Exactly. It's a fine border between being super fascinated with the possibilities of it and being terrified at the possibilities of, becoming a pawn in their ultimate alien chess game.
Yeah. I don't know. We're going to have a couple more beers on this one and talk about it some more.
Right. And unless the next round's on you guys, we got to go.
We got to go. Cheers.
That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to, that show.